Welcome to Layers of Communication with your host, Lydia Taggart. Life presents experiences that add a layer to who we are and how we see the world, affecting how we communicate. Lydia is here to help you take apart the layers and create new ways to connect and build relationships. So now, please welcome the host of Layers of Communication, Lydia Taggart.
Hello, all my friends. Hello. Welcome to Layers of Communication. I'm your host, Lydia Taggart, and today we are going to explore some really fun words that I just love the word games. If you've got tension in a relationship, maybe it needs some attention that you give intentionally. Those are fun words. Before we get into that, though, I want to tell you about my shirt. You may see my shirt. It's got, you can't see it. This is my elephant shirt. Anyway, my daughter this morning, we're in that hurry, that rush of we got to go to school, hurry, get your stuff together, let's go. And she says, Mom, are you wearing your elephant shirt today? And I was like, no, because I'm worried about you guys getting there on time and I'll take care of me. After one of those, it's changed over the years. When they were younger, I had to take care of myself first or I just couldn't be there for them. And now that they're older and they're all going to school, now I segment my time a little bit differently where I make them breakfast and I make sure they get to school. And then a lot of times, not always, then I go and take care of myself. And that's primarily because I want to exercise and sweat and take time to relieve the tension in my muscles. And so there's some meaning behind me telling you this because it's relating to the tension that we all feel from time to time. Anyway, so I hadn't been paying very much attention to my daughter, what she was wearing or anything. And I said, no, I'm not wearing my elephant shirt. I haven't got myself dressed yet today. And so she says, well, I'm wearing my elephant shirt. And she has a matching shirt. So my daughter is 13. And that makes it extra fun because she's a teenager. And I said, did you want me to wear my elephant shirt today? And she's like, well, yeah, I kind of thought it would be cool if we were matching today, you know. And it was her intention to match Mom. I think that's just awesome. That's just awesome. She had this intention, but she had to do something about it and bring my attention to it. And if I hadn't worn my shirt today, I probably, especially after she had mentioned it and brought my attention to it, I might have created some tension in that relationship. So by having the attention there and knowing that that's her intention, all these tension words are fun, then I can relieve that possible tension in our relationship and prevent it. And so I think that's just really fun that we can have these three tension kind of words. I'm going to tell you who I am first. I'm Lydia Taggart. You can find me on layersofcommunication.com or lydiataggart.com. And while you're there, this is where you want to go to get your free guide to help your children express and feel their emotions easily. There's a little guide there that's really fun. It's got 5 activities for you to do with your kids to help them express their emotions and feelings to you. And that's a way to relieve tension, right? We want to provide our loved ones with ways to relieve tension. So what is tension? Tension, I actually was really surprised when I looked this up for you guys today. Tension is a stretching of, I always thought it was like, it feels confining. It feels tense, right? Now they can cut the tension with a knife. It's not always a pleasant thing. Usually it's not. In the dictionary, it says it's a stretching. So you've got some emotions, or if your muscles are overstretched, they're tense. They're tight. And so what we tend to do a lot of times is like massage the area. We want to like rub it out. But there's another way we can do this. The purpose of having tension is to bring attention to that spot. So, for example, if I've sprained my ankle, then it gets tense. It tightens up. and it hurts. And that means, hey, Lydia, pay attention to your ankle. Your ankle needs your attention. And then I can go and take care of that wound or that possible hurt and pain. And it's the same thing with our relationships. If we have attention in our relationship, it's drawing attention to what needs a little more love and care. And pay attention to the spot where the tension is. They're the same sounding word. And I know this is so crazy, but we forget and we don't pay attention enough to know that the words that are the same mean pay attention to the tension. That's so funny. It's so funny to me when this came to me, like, oh, people need to know that. Because we don't often think about that source of tension is a place that we need to nurture and, give a little more love to, so that we can relieve that tension. And so I want to share a technique with you that's actually a physical release of muscle tension, right? And what you do is you tense up more. Sorry, my camera started shaking. I bumped it. Sorry. You tense up and you release it. And you tense up and you release it. And over and over. So if I were doing this myself for real, I would lay down so that I could not worry about which part of my body I was tensing if I'm going to fall over or something. I would lay down so I could totally be in a place that I could really get to relax. And what you do is you start either at the top or the bottom. I usually start at the top because most people have headaches. There's where we're thinking, we're doing all this work up here, and you just tense each muscle. So you can tense and release. It looks really funny, but you can do that with each of your muscle groups on your head and your cheeks. It's kind of hard to separate them, but you just go down, and I'm going to tense my arm. I'm going to tense my other arm. I like to do them both at the same time because I like to save time. But you give attention to each muscle group going down all the way to your toes, and just tense and release. And as you tense it, you go, oh, everything's coming together. Everything's here. And then you release it. And when you release, then you can fill it back up with calm and relaxation, or whatever you want to put into that release moment. Fill yourself back up with something good and yummy. So what does this have to do with, oh, sorry, I bumped the camera again. What does this have to do with our relationships and communicating? We have tension, and it kind of layers on and forms a block between two people. If you're having a hard time connecting, you might have some tension in that relationship. And just like if you had a sore ankle or twisted ankle, you go, oh, that part needs a little more love and care. If everything else in the relationship is really awesome, except for this one piece of tension, then you go and you fix that piece. And I'll share personally, I have a really hard time sometimes not interrupting. And I've been told and seen a lot of research that suggests people who interrupt actually are much smarter. Like, your brain is going so fast that you have a hard time waiting for people to finish what they're saying. And if I already know what you're saying and I can add to the conversation, then let's just add to the conversation. Why do I need to wait for you to finish what you're saying? Because I already know what you're saying, right? And I see this a lot with my 16-year-old son. He's so much like his mother. It's almost scary. Anyway, it's been brought to my attention that this is creating tension in my marriage, actually. And so I can put forth a lot more effort and try not to talk until it's really my turn, and not when I think it's my turn, but verify, is it my turn to talk now? Okay, great. I didn't want to interrupt you, you know. And the first day that I started working on this, my husband actually said, "What are you giving me, the silent treatment or something?" Because I was trying so hard to keep my mouth shut until it was really my turn. And I waited just a little bit too long, and it flipped over to the other side of, "Hey, you're not talking to me." And so if you're going to give some attention to interrupting, if that's one of your issues as well, I totally feel you. Make sure that you let the other person know, I'm just trying to fix this issue that I have. I feel that it's building up some tension, and I love and respect you, and I want to let you have a turn to say everything. I want you to feel like you're being heard. And so I'm just waiting my turn. And then it doesn't hurt to say, "Hey, is it my turn?" If you have that communication with each other, and it's not hard to say, it really isn't. You say, "I love and respect you, and I want to make sure you feel like you're being heard. I don't want to talk over you. I have a lot to say, but I'm going to wait my turn." And then I don't see a way that that could be understood in the wrong way if you're saying it with love and from your core, that you just really do genuinely want to improve your relationship and your communication. There can't be any misunderstanding in that if you're truly wanting to go in a place of love. So the intention to relieve the tension is super important. And that's how you use your intention, right? My daughter this morning said and explained to me that it was her intention that we matched our shirts today. I explained to my husband that it's my intention not to give him the silent treatment, but it's my intention to improve our communication and to show him more love. And if we explain our intentions, if we verbally express it out loud, it's so much easier. We always seem to think that people will read our body language. People will just intuitively know, "Oh, you've been married for 30 or 40 years. You should just know." You should just know, but we don't. We still have our own thoughts. Even if you've shared your life for so many years, you still have your own thoughts and your own interpretation of things. And it is so important to express them verbally, have a conversation, and say, "Oh, that's not your intention. Your intention is this over here instead." So important to understand intentions. But the intentions, they've got to have action behind them to support the intention. If my daughter said, "Hey, Mommy, you're wearing your elephant shirt," and she was wearing something else, then it wouldn't have made a difference for me. I'm like, "Well, I'm not going to wear my elephant shirt. Why would I wear my elephant shirt? That's your intention that we match, but you're not wearing it. Doesn't make sense." You have to match up and be in what's called alignment. I know that's a pretty common word nowadays, with your actions and your intention, and everything needs to kind of line up or it's not going to work. Okay, so with relieving that tension, you bring your attention to that place. What's one thing, this is our little homework for the day, for the week. Okay, one thing, only one thing, only do one thing. Because if you're doing 5 things of tension in a relationship, so let's take my husband's example, my husband and my interrupting example. And I just interrupted myself. See how it is? I'm super good at it. I'm super good at interrupting and thinking faster than I can speak, and I trust that you'll catch up. Okay. Anyway, if I had 5 things, which I don't even have 5 things on my mind that I should improve on with my husband. If I had all these different areas that I wanted to, let's pretend something. Okay, there's the interrupting, that's one, right? Let's pretend we disagree or have tension about our finances. What are other common ones? Let's see. There's also a common one that a lot of relationships have tension over, childcare, child discipline, and different views on that. So that's interrupting, which is also listening, right? If I'm not taking my turn to listen all the way because I think that I know what he's going to say. Finances, child disciplining and caring. Ooh, in-laws. We have some tension about our in-laws. That's a big one. We used to have in-law tension. We don't anymore. I'm glad that's gone. And housework. Okay. There's 5 things. That's a lot of stuff. You start feeling like, man, there's nothing good in this. It's all just something that needs to be fixed. And maybe you do have those 5 things. Maybe you've got more than 5 things that you need to work on. But if you work on one at a time, just one, pick one thing, and then everything else, it'll just get in line. They can line up and wait their turn, just like I wait my turn and don't interrupt anymore. And you can relieve that tension that way by doing one thing. Even knowing that you only have to work on one thing at a time, doesn't that feel lighter? That feels so much less stressful. And it relieves the tension if you give yourself and the other person permission to work on just one thing at a time. One thing at a time. Because it's really hard to multitask and be good at the things you're multitasking. You just do one thing at a time and do it well. Give it the attention that it deserves. Give the person you're trying to relieve the tension with the attention that that person deserves. And it will help you more than anything. It might help them, might help your relationship, but just imagine how good you're going to feel when you have less tension in your life. Oh my goodness. I can't wait for you to have this week. And just choose one thing and make your intention, what is it that you're going to do to relieve that tension? Is there a way you can bring attention to that spot of tension and then release it? Maybe you need to ask for forgiveness or apologize. Maybe you just need to extend forgiveness, even if that person hasn't apologized to you yet. Do something for you. Do something for you. And everything else will be so much better. Okay. I am Lydia Taggart. You can find me at lydiataggart.com and layersofcommunication.com. This is the Layers of Communication show. I'm super excited that you joined me today. I can't wait to hear about how many things are changing in your life as you focus a little bit of attention on the spot that's giving you attention in your relationships and give some intentional attention to that tension. Okay. I just love it. It's so fun. These word games are fun for me. Okay. Remember, if you go to layersofcommunication.com or lydiataggart.com, either place right now, you can get your free guide to helping your children express their feelings easily. There's 5 fun activities for you there. And I will see you next time. Remember, you're worth it, and so are they. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Layers of Communication with your host, Lydia Taggart. Tune in next week as we discover the layers in order to communicate and connect down to your core on Lydia Taggart's Layers of Communication.